I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford.
The stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, was you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boss, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his.
During a recent conversation, Crawford shared details of his talk with Floyd Mayweather. According to him, Mayweather didn't just offer praise, he gave genuine technical guidance and motivational words. Floyd acknowledged Crawford's talent, while also being honest about the upcoming challenge against a seasoned opponent like Canelo Alvarez. Although Mayweather mentioned Canelo's age and experience, he encouraged Crawford to stick to his best form and stay sharp. The exchange was respectful, constructive, and focused on preparation over praise.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number.
No, the meeting between these two boxing icons didn't go unnoticed. Fans and commentators quickly picked up on their interaction, sparking discussion across social media platforms. The visual of a younger rising champion and a legendary veteran sharing space was powerful. Many interpreted the moment as symbolic, a passing of the torch or an endorsement from Mayweather. The excitement wasn't just about the fight, it was about legacy, mentorship, and mutual recognition. Congratulations, man. In a bold statement, Mayweather called out Canelo Alvarez over past doping allegations, suggesting unfair treatment in how the media handles such topics. According to Floyd, issues like performance-enhancing drugs are often overlooked when it comes to Canelo creating a double standard. His comments sparked debates about accountability and transparency in boxing, drawing both support and criticism depending on which side of the fence fans stood.
That's a big boy. He's strong. You know, you box good. You can do this. You got this over him. You're gonna have to tighten up this. You're gonna have to do this. You know, it's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you'll whoop his ass. You'll do this to him. It's never like
yes
that.
man type.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey, listen, you know, that's a dangerous fight. You know, but
that's the fight.
If it happened, you know.
From early in his career, Crawford has looked up to Floyd not just as a fighter, but as an architect of greatness. That admiration has led to a meaningful connection where Mayweather occasionally shares tips and insight. Crawford values these moments, taking them as motivation to refine his skills and emulate some of Floyd's strategic brilliance. Their relationship represents a bond formed through shared ambition and mutual respect.
Floyd.
Congratulations, man.
From early in his career, Crawford has looked up to Floyd not just as a fighter, but as an architect of greatness. That admiration has led to a meaningful connection where Mayweather occasionally shares tips and insight. Crawford values these moments, taking them as motivation to refine his skills and emulate some of Floyd's strategic brilliance. Their relationship represents a bond formed through shared ambition and mutual respect.
You know, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we don't know. We really don't know all the fighters he beat. He could have been not clean in a lot of fights.
Crawford's training intensity is at an all-time high as he readies himself for his next big test. Every workout, from footwork drills to bag work, shows his focus. Videos of his training reflect a fighter who isn't just working hard, he's working smart. His commitment shines through in the way he adapts his routine to prepare for a specific opponent, in this case, a powerful and experienced rival like Canelo. Heat music in training camp. Crawford's leg workouts stand out as a cornerstone of his conditioning. Exercises like weighted squats and lunges form the base of his explosive movement in the ring. These sessions enhance both stamina and agility, giving him the ability to glide across the canvas and maintain balance under pressure. The physical grind of leg day reveals how much attention he pays to every detail of his preparation. Music 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Crawford's sparring reveals just how refined his boxing IQ really is against partners mimicking Canelo's style. He uses the jab to control the pace, keep opponents at bay, and set up power shots. He doesn't just jab for space, he jabs with purpose. Add his ability to switch stances mid-fight, and it becomes clear that he's bringing a multi-dimensional strategy into the ring. Watch.
Canelo made the weight. It wasn't like it was a certain clause to where he couldn't gain weight. So after he weighed 152 or 152 and a half, I think he came in like 168 or close to 170. And actually I came in at probably like I probably came in at 151 and 152.
Gotcha.
But Roy Jones is one hell of a fighter. You know, I can't get on here and hate on his skills, and knock his skills. He's been through a lot in the sport of boxing, and he's done a lot for the sport.
Eddie Hearn recalled an unplanned visit to a training facility that turned into a memorable moment. What started as a casual drop-in became a unique chance to witness Floyd and Crawford interact. Eddie noted that even though he'd met Floyd before this time, the energy was different. There was laughter inside, and some unexpected camaraderie. The encounter also gave fans a rare glimpse of Crawford's lighter side. How is Crawford?
How you is, you be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever, keep it real, boss, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight.
Yeah.
I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Crawford has addressed critics head-on by embracing the enormity of the Canelo fight. Rather than shy away from concerns about size or power, he acknowledged them, but not as excuses. He sees the challenge as part of the journey and believes in his ability to overcome it. His mindset is clear. He's stepping up, not just to compete, but to win and silence doubts in the process. Mayweather recently offered thoughtful commentary about Crawford facing Canelo, drawing from his own experience against the Mexican fighter. Floyd advised careful preparation. He didn't discourage the fight, but suggested that success would come from a calculated approach. His perspective added weight to the discussion, especially given his undefeated record. Deep understanding of the sports demands at the highest level. Boxing analyst Teddy Atlas raised a tactical question. Can Crawford maintain enough movement and speed to frustrate Canelo, with Canelo known for closing the distance and landing heavy shots? Atlas speculated that Crawford's footwork might be the key. The debate centers around whether Canelo can adapt to Crawford's rhythm or whether Crawford can stay out of danger long enough to build a lead on the scorecards.
Watch the right hand for the decoy.
Y'all know chess? Fisher versus Spassky? Two of the best, you understand? That's what you watch. Two of the best. That's how stars work. You know how to work. You know how to get the most out of everything. Good job, Chad.
Crawford's coach BAC responded to Canelo's dismissive remarks about his resume. He argued that critics often forget the dominance Crawford has shown against fighters once considered elite. From Porter to Brook to Gamboa, Crawford dismantled them all. Bomac emphasized that Crawford never seeks unfair advantages, he fights on. Even terms that attitude speaks to a fighter who wants a legacy.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Trainer Steve Nelson weighed in on suggestions that Crawford should move up to face someone like David Bendes. While it may seem like a bold career move, Nelson dismissed the idea as impractical. He explained that choosing certain opponents might seem brave, but they are actually calculated risks. Crawford's team is more focused on fights that blend legacy with smart planning, not just daring spectacle.
It's a fight because of the challenge. I love the challenges, and I love the people that I hear them now. You're too little. You know, Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147, that weight too big. This and that. I can hear now, and that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic. If Canelo gets through Jamel and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah. But in my mind, in my heart, I don't think nobody too big.
Boxing personality Showbiz The Adult challenged the notion that Crawford's only big win came against Errol Spence Jr. He listed other meaningful victories, including Sean Porter. The argument was that Crawford's consistency, not just one performance, defines his greatness. This perspective counted critics, who reduced his resume to a single night.
Terence Crawford jumping up from 154 to 168 and beating this quote-unquote version of Canelo Alvarez would diminish the accomplishment that Floyd Mayweather accomplished beating his version of Canelo Alvarez. Is it two different versions of Canelo Alvarez? And obviously, Canelo Alvarez is 62 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is obviously bigger. When Floyd fought him, it was at 152 catch weight, but it had no rehydration clause. So you might as well just say it was at 154. Now, two things they have in common is that Floyd Mayweather was 36, 37 years of age. Terence Crawford is 37 years of age, going on 38. So he'll be 38 when he fights Canelo Alvarez. Floyd had already had 2 fights at 154. He had the fight with Miguel Cotto, and he had the fight with Oscar De La Hoya.
Nonito Donaire, a veteran boxer himself, spotlighted Crawford's exceptional footwork as a major weapon. He observed that movement could be the deciding factor against a pressure fighter like Canelo. With quick feet and fluid positioning, Crawford has the tools to avoid exchanges and frustrate opponents. Donaire's analysis added credibility coming from someone who knows what it takes to win at the highest level.
He's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is. You know, but who's he beating? He unified the, what was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified like 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight.